Imagine waking up to find a city not ruined, not abandoned, simply vanished. This is the story of Zazura, a city whispered about by desert travelers for centuries. Said to be a white city shimmering like a pearl in the Sahara, Zazura was a beacon for explorers and traders. Then, one day, it was gone. Erased from the map, swallowed by the desert. For generations, caravans followed ancient routes, guided by the distant gleam of Zazura's walls. Then, one season, the caravans that set out for Zazura simply did not return. At first, people assumed delays, sandstorms perhaps. But as weeks turned to months, a dreadful silence settled over the trading posts. Other travelers, braver or more desperate, set out to find what had happened. They journeyed to the valley between three distinctive hills, where Zazura should have been. But there was nothing. No ruins, no stones, no signs of life or struggle. Only endless sand, whispering secrets it refused to share. The name Zazura became legend, a ghost story told around campfires. It transformed from a real place into a myth, a lost oasis of dreams. How could an entire city disappear so completely? The question haunts historians and adventurers to this day. The disappearance of Zazura is not just a story about a lost city. It's a story about a void, an absence that speaks louder than any ruin ever could. Some mysteries, it seems, are destined to remain unsolved. Before it vanished, Zazura was a vibrant oasis known as the White City or the Oasis of Little Birds. Its buildings, made from brilliant white stone, shone under the African sun, visible for miles. Zazura's true treasure was water. Natural springs fed lush gardens and groves of date palms. In a world where water was more precious than gold, Zazura was an empire of life. The people were skilled engineers, building aqueducts to distribute water throughout the city. Its markets were legendary, a crossroads of cultures and goods from across Africa and the Middle East. The city was ruled by a line of kings and queens, said to be descended from a powerful sorcerer. Zazura's isolation bred a unique culture, with its own art, language and beliefs. The symbol of the city was a white bird, representing the soul of the oasis. While empires rose and fell, Zazura remained untouched, protected by the Sahara's vastness. It was this very isolation that made its disappearance so baffling. One day, that self-contained world simply ceased to be. The moment of Zazura's disappearance is lost to legend, pieced together from those who found it gone. The most common tale speaks of a single fateful night. Merchants camped nearby noticed an unsettling calm. No glow from the city, no distant sounds. One account tells of a night without stars. A thick, unnatural fog rolled in, swallowing all light and sound. The travelers huddled together, unnerved by the silence. When dawn broke, the fog lifted as quickly as it had come. Eager to reach Zazura, they hurried on, only to find the valley empty. No city, no ruins, not even a footprint. It was as if the city had been lifted from the earth, leaving nothing behind. Disbelief turned to confusion as they searched for days, convinced they'd lost their way. They found only more sand, the earth wiped clean. Their story was met with skepticism, but soon others reported the same impossible tale. The city of Zazura, a beacon in the desert for centuries, was gone. The silence that followed was more terrifying than any disaster. The legend of the night the stars fell silent endures, a chilling echo of a city erased. Zazura's vanishing remains one of history's most haunting mysteries. The most accepted theory is also the simplest: the desert reclaimed Zazura. The Sahara is a living, shifting landscape. Sandstorms can bury entire cities. Zazura, nestled in a valley, would have been especially vulnerable. Over years, relentless sand could have overwhelmed the city, choking its springs and gardens. The people may have abandoned their home, migrating elsewhere as survival became impossible. The wind finished the job, burying the empty city under meters of sand. The night without stars could have been the final, colossal sandstorm. Yet the completeness of Zazura's disappearance is puzzling. Usually buried cities leave traces, walls, statues, pottery. But with Zazura, nothing has ever been found. Could the sands of time truly erase a city so perfectly? Another theory blames a sudden geological disaster, an earthquake. The Sahara sits on the African tectonic plate, not immune to seismic activity. A powerful quake could have toppled Zazura's walls, or even triggered soil liquefaction, turning the ground to quicksand. The city could have been swallowed whole, leaving no trace on the surface. The night without stars might have been a dust cloud from the collapse, or fog from disrupted springs. Yet, no clear geological evidence has been found, no fault lines, no rockfalls. The earthquake theory remains unproven, but it's a dramatic possibility. Zazura's fate may still lie hidden beneath the earth. Some believe Zazura was destroyed by human hands, a victim of conquest. Its wealth and water would have made it a tempting target for rival kingdoms or warlords. An invading army could have sacked the city, killed or enslaved its people, and systematically erased all trace of it. The springs could have been filled, the buildings demolished, the stones scattered. The night without stars might have been the smoke of burning Zazura. Yet, such a conquest would leave evidence, records, trails, or stories from the victors. No such accounts exist. The invasion theory is possible, but unproven. Was Zazura erased by nature or by human cruelty? The truth remains elusive. The legend of Zazura refused to die. For centuries it was kept alive by Bedouin tribes and travelers. In the 19th and 20th centuries, explorers like Laszlo Almasi became obsessed with finding the lost oasis. They followed clues from ancient texts, like the Kitab al-Kanuz, which described a valley between three hills. Expeditions braved the desert, using early cars and planes to search vast uncharted lands. Almasi's discovery of the Cave of Swimmers proved the region was once lush and fertile. While not Zazura, it showed the desert could hide ancient secrets. Each expedition mapped new territory, but the city remained elusive. The search became a symbol of the ultimate discovery. Zazura's legend only grew stronger with each failed attempt. The search for Zazura continues, now armed with satellite imagery and ground-penetrating radar. Researchers overlay ancient clues onto modern maps, seeking valleys that match the old descriptions. Promising locations have been found and some artifacts unearthed, but no city has been confirmed. The hunt is now a careful, scientific process, far from the daring expeditions of the past. Despite all our technology, Zazura remains hidden. The desert guards its secret well. Each new find sparks hope, but the legend endures. The search is a testament to our need to solve mysteries and fill in the blank spaces on the map. Somewhere beneath the sand, a lost world may still be waiting. Zazura is a blend of history, legend, and mystery, a shining city, vanished without a trace. Theories abound, but none explain the sheer perfection of its disappearance. The absence of evidence is the most compelling evidence of all. The story endures because it reminds us of the fragility of civilization and the power of nature, and myth. Zazura exists between fact and legend, fueling our imagination and our desire to explore. The sands of the Sahara continue to shift, keeping their secrets. Will we ever find the city that vanished, or is its true purpose to remain lost forever? Some mysteries, perhaps, are meant never to be solved,